Okay, so today I'm going to be recording an Xbox 360. We got it in off the eBay for $20. It's got supposedly a red ring of death. I'm going to get it onto there. We'll show you just how it's working. We see the camera lined up. We'll take it in. We'll plug in the video. It is an earlier model. It's a 175 watt power inverter. And we'll fire it up. And it's powering on. Doing all this, but it's going to be the red ring, so it's probably going to screw up. Waiting. Drawer does open. It looks very dirty inside in there, but it's not putting a video to out. So I'm going to say this is definitely going to crash in a second. There it is, the red ring. So as you can tell, like I said, there it is, red ring, broken. They buy it on eBay. It was advertised as that. So right now I'm going to check the code and see what it means. So we're going to press the eject and tie button. So we're going to go 0. So 0022. So 0022 is the ring. So now because of that, we're going to check what the code is. I'm going to type it in. I had it as there as GPU failure, solder joint failure on the BGA, and chip issue. So pretty much we're going to be able to heat up the motherboard and correct the issue. I'm fairly certain we're going to get this fixed. What we'll do is I'll also do an entire restore of the console. I'll change the top case. Got to order one because this does have a crack in it. Outside of that, it does appear to be pretty solid. I'll clean all that and get all that off. Yep, there it is. 5007 is the console number. If I put the top on, I'll get this tag off, replace it. The voltage tag. So we're going to start off taking it apart by, first thing let's do is take the front clip off. So if the front clip hasn't been taken off with you, you're going to see a lot easier to get a separator and pop it out. Otherwise, you go a little crazy on it. Comes right off. Then we're going to take off the top piece. And you'll notice there's little dots here. And it's usually to mark right below the dot. Right here, there's 2 dots. So right in the middle. It's out. This one already came out. That one already came out. So again, that's out. As you can tell, this is disgusting. You know, now we know why I got the red ring. This thing apparently was overheated. Had to be. And got this piece. I don't will use. This is the Xbox tool. You can get it right on Amazon. I'm not going to bother. Just search Xbox removal, case removal tool. You can use this to go in. I found a spudger works better. You basically just stick it in and it releases. And then follow your triangles down. Right there, pops it up. Right there, pop it up. This one, there's one under this foot. And I try to avoid that by doing this side. Sometimes they'll both come out. Right, so it came out one side. The other side did not come out, which means you have to remove the foot. Because otherwise you risk cracking it. You know, there's so many videos of these things online. Now let's stick this in here. Make sure it pops right out. All of them are intact. The hole back on there because I'm going to take that off. And this is where the tool comes in handy. I've done this many times before with screwdriver, and I just always crack the case. Get the tool on here. It's designed specifically for it. Get all of it in, pop it in, and pop it up, and it's in there. One side separated. Get the other side, same thing. Pop it up. Now she's separated. We're going to want to flip it over onto the back. Now that's out, then you're going to get your spud there again. We'll start from this side. I like starting from this side. Oh, got that out. seal was never broken. This thing was never taken apart. So we're going to be the first people to take this apart. So I'm going to need my razor. Oh. I usually know where this goes here. You know, you could try and salvage it. Oh, I did salvage. Yeah. We'll put it to the side. Might be able to restick it, but I doubt it. Okay, as you can tell, it's separating now. A little part at a time. I use the pointy end because once you pop it in, it just picks it up. Flat side, picks it up. And now the top of the case is off. Dirty, but we'll get a video. This will all be cleaned. What I get? I like my iFixit toolkit. It has everything I need. You're mostly going to use the security Torx, because that's what's needed on this. It's the T3. And we just have to get the 6 off for now. It's just the 6 side bolts. We're not doing any of the other screws yet. 2, 3. Yes, and I am working on this outside. I am on vacation, but not. I still work while I'm on vacation because I run my store. It's Hobbytown, Toms River. That's Hobbytown in Toms River, New Jersey. Please like and subscribe, and you'll see all of our other videos. I usually work on RC cars, but right now I'm going to show you a console repair. So with this, we want to take off the eject button, that, right to the tray. Now we'll take the top lid off. After the top's lid off, you can see she's really dirty. You're going to have to clean that. We're going to pretty much disassemble this whole thing right now. Luckily, the CD-ROM is working fine, so we are going to take it apart and clean it, but we're not going to go nuts on it because it is fine. When you do pull the tray off, you're going to want to watch these pieces right here. These little springs, when they pop out, sometimes they'll bend up, and you don't want to lose them. They just add to the grounds. Look how dirty this thing is. And even this, I will take this off because we're going to retro bright all these parts. This will come out like new. And before they actually rip the button, because that'll be its own cleaning video before we assemble it. So tonight is just going to be the disassembly. I don't like to pull on those too hard because connectors don't like to be jarred. There you go. See your arm, put it aside. Next, take the fan cover off, pop it up, pops right out. Not as messy as I thought it would be though. Put it aside. Next we're going to do is we're going to take the fan out and basically pop it out and pull this wire out. I like to do the wire first. Then I take the spudger. This side first. There you go. The right side's done, and the left side should pop out. There you go. And that pops out. We're going to clean this with isopropyl alcohol. Get this good. I turned it on and I didn't hear it, which means the fan's still good, so I don't really need to lubricate, which I probably still. Whenever I do restorations on consoles, I like to get everything back to pristine. We're going to leave the 2 wires on there for now. Then we're going to take off all the mounting holes and then the CPU bolts. Notice the zinc screws. Put them back in their original places. They do something with the ground. But I never really cared to learn too much about that. I like to fix things, but I also learn if I deep dive into stuff, I go down a wormhole that I don't want to go into. Zinc. Yeah, that's all these. Now we're going to go to the next size. I stick my end on there, so I know which ends I'm using. I'm not always funneling through them. Then we're going to go to this is T4. No, the T2. And we'll get CPU bolt. And I like these because they're magnetic, as you can tell. I have to go, I'm not going to lie, I'm going to play some poker. So I'm kind of just taking this thing apart. And then I'm going to go play some cards. And maybe I'll come back and do this tonight with the lights. What do you think? I'm just hoping it doesn't affect the visibility too much. I'll put some lights on. Stick going. And then the final thing before we pull the board out is the front plate. You're going to pop off the touchpad inside. Turn that off. Yeah, we're not going to retro like that, so I'll leave that. And you pull these three off right here. And it's funny, your board is serial numbered 5007, so you can usually tell if somebody swaps out a case. This should match up with the case. I mean, granted, you can heat the sticker up and move it, and sometimes they don't even look like they're tampered with. But we'll attempt to check. Second one right here. I don't always see this one on all of them. Might be a certain version of it. Xbox has changed Xbox 360 so many times. Different boards and different power supplies. Because of the red ring of death was a common thing. Put this to the side. Read it. Now the board will come right out. We're going to take this, put it to the side because we're going to wash it. Scrub it. You see, here's our motherboard. Now we're going to go to this part, and we're going to go to the flathead screwdriver end. Here's a tool they make that pops these up. I've come to notice that if you just pop it forward and lift this, with a little twist, it comes right up. Pop forward, twist. Use your gun. Come right up. Again, out, side, again. Yeah, that will rock on the board. Don't do that. Sometimes you can hit something on the board. I don't want to have to fix the trace. All right. Now we're going to see, as Steve says, from Tronics Fix, do they have the perfect amount of thermal paste? But I'm not going to find that out. I want to put something under here so my thermal pads don't stick. Next one. Off. And it looked a little light, which is probably the reason why this overheated. Thermal paste is practically gone on it. But we will wash that. And same thing here. This was pretty good. This had an excess amount, but I'm going to assume it's the CPU that's not the GPU that's going to be down. So now we have everything apart. I'm going to take the wires off now. And what we'll do is I'm going to stop the video, come back, doing a scrubbing of the board, and then doing a scrubbing of all the parts in the sink. But for now, okay, we are back. It's the next day, and I cleaned all the components, cleaned the circuit board, cleaned cases, all the peripherals. I did not clean the CD-ROM yet. I will do that after I get the flow working, make sure it's all good. I got my flow station set up. I got it set to about 348 degrees on my flow. I am going to now get my flux, and I'm going to put flux all around the CPU and GPU. We got to heat these up to get the solder flowing. Now, of course, there is a way to do this where you can literally lift these off, but I do not have the ball machine and all this stuff to press them on. And I've done this so many times, and it works pretty well. And generally, the Xboxes don't overheat, keep them clean. I've noticed this problem is a lot less money. And when I heat up the board, I'm going to warm up the board a little bit. It's a little windy here today, so it might affect the touch, but nothing significant. And get my solder station on. And it's all about the CPU and the GPU getting these done. We're going to heat, do a little warmth around the board just to get it warm, because you don't want to warm it too quickly in one spot. You'll create more cold solder joints. You do want to heat up the board lightly all around it. As you can tell, I also cleaned off most of the thermal paste. You can get it spotless, but it really doesn't make a difference if it's spotless. As long as it's smooth and the other stuff can adhere to it nice, it'll generally be pretty good. So as I'm doing this last night, I did go out and I did play some poker. Play a little hold'em, which I like to do every now and then at my resort. And I got knocked out with a pair of aces. I raised it up properly. The guy with jacks called me without anything on the board. He knew I was over him, and he called. He had a jack of clubs and a jack of spades. He ended up rivering me with a club flush between four clubs. It happens. Now, I want to give a shout out to Steve with Tronics. I never met the guy. I do watch him a lot on YouTube. He teaches me a lot. And a couple other channels I've been watching, I learn. I'm a curious guy. I got into console repair a few months ago. I was bored at my resort, and I started watching his videos, and I'm like, what? I bet you I can make one of these. So I've been going around on Marketplace and getting consoles for $20 here, $20 there. Luckily, I have a retest store, which everybody knows about, the Hobby Town in Toms River, New Jersey, and I sell them. I sell them refurbished. And I'll offer a 45-day warranty on electronics, nothing with anything else, because I get so many of them that even if something fails and it's not even the customer or not me, I'll just replace it for them. But you can generally pick up a broken console for about $20. The problem is, can you get it with or without the power adapter? The power adapter, you're going to get on average anywhere between 15 to 25. So just pay attention to which ones you need. Yeah, I'm going to say that's good. So what I'll do right now, before I assemble anything, let the board cool. Get my little Q-tip, because as much as I cleaned this floor with alcohol yesterday, I do notice it's got some dust. I like to have everything clean. You don't have to replace capacitors. Some people say they do. I don't. If they look good, I don't bother. I mean, granted, people aren't paying for that, and I'm not charging for them for it. But if I get a board with bad capacitors on it, I'll share it with everybody. You know, I'll change it. But I would watch Steve at Tronic Sticks. He does it all the time. Much as I don't want people to not watch my channel, I do want to watch somebody who's definitely more of a professional than me. He does it for a living. Me too. Yeah, Mac. So now let's take this board. Now let's just place it together and see if we get it to power out. I'm not going to worry about putting anything in. I'm not going to put fans on it. Just put what I need to put on to get it to power out. Not even going to put the cooling fans on it. I'm going to just put on front channel. That circuit. Because once I see that it shows the screen, I'm just going to turn it right down. So I'm not even worried about the CPU or the GPU getting that. You have to have your E cable hooked up, because it will show the everything without that cable. So, that on. I'm trying to think. Don't need the CPU, don't need the fans. Screw it to see it. Might have to. Yeah, it's not great. I am going to have to do a little bit more work. A couple of screws. Yeah, just a few grounds. Should not be test. There. Pancakes on. So I got to put on the fan shroud, because it's flipping 2 right now, so it's getting hot. So let's see. There's a chance we're having some fast. Yeah, let's see if that's enough. Firing on. Not to heat it up, but I've never done it outside with the wind blowing. Oh, there it is. Fire fish is freezing. Okay, so here's what this repair comes down to. I did the reflow, and it seated for a moment, but after doing a lot of searching on ChatGPT, I found out that this board does require the 200-watt power supply. my 175 watt power supply was powering it on and then starting to crash. And after I did the reflow, it even stopped that as well. Which simply suggests that the GPU needs to be reflowed. I do not have a reflow machine to get this one done, so I will store this one away. I've done all my ohmage checks, my continuity, I've checked everything, all my capacitors are good, I've tested everything I could on camera, and it just comes down that I do need to go repo on the GPU. I will back this to topped up, keep it complete, because I am getting a reball machine, and you will see this in the future.